bit, and I'm using my a program called Super Tintin, which should be recording our session, which I'm hoping is working. But anyway, okay.
Do you need to, did you want to test it first and make sure, or?
I tested it out earlier. It looks like it's working.
Okay. Okay.
So it should be
And do
good.
I have too much background noise at the moment? Because I can shut a door if needed.
No, I think it's good.
Okay.
Definitely good. Um, so I am currently starting my pilot study, and it's on stigma. Emphasis is on mental illness stigma. And I work in a hospital in the Bronx with emotionally disturbed adolescents. And I am an art therapist by training, but I also have training in the method of drama therapy, developmental transformations, and very much interested in performance. So I'm looking to work with these adolescents on developing a theatrical performance to be done in front of an audience, um, kind of talking about their experiences with a psychiatric diagnosis, but also educating the public on stigma, mental illness stigma. So that's kind of what I'm working
Excellent.
on right now. But what I wanted to do tonight is actually I have one question. Everyone in our cohort has a different question for the person they're interviewing. So I wanted to ask you this question, and then we could take it from there. Um, so the question I have is, what are your thoughts on how participants can be involved in the analysis and interpretation of data?
Hmm. Just the analysis and interpretation rather than the entire the entire process. Um, hmm. That's an excellent question. And is this particularly with your research that you're thinking about?
Well, it could be. I was thinking about doing something like participatory action research, and I don't think it's going to be
Mm.
that with this population, but maybe in the future, um, with a larger sample size, or I'm not really sure, or dissertation even, having them more involved in the actual production and analyzing their own work and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think while it's very difficult to try and accomplish in certain situations, I think that as creative arts therapists, we need to more and more have less ownership of the research.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We really need to collaborate with the people that we're working with, because otherwise I don't know, my big thing throughout, sorry, there's a movie on in the background.
That's
I'm really
okay.
sorry about that noise. My big thing is that I am always focusing on ways in which power and privilege permeate through our relationships, whether it's the therapeutic relationship, whether it's the research relationship, whether it's the educational one. But how is it that power and privilege sort of weave their way into everything? And then what does that lead us to have as assumptions about the things that we're doing, or things that we take to be just natural? And so I think what we need to do is break that down. So in the analysis and interpretation, I think it's really important to find out from the participants themselves what were they thinking about what happened?
Hmm.
How are they seeing it? Now, you may have a very different interpretation, and yours will be based on a different set of knowledge, a different knowledge set than theirs,
Hmm.
unless you also have experienced the stigma of mental illness, right? And then you're also an insider as well as a researcher.
Right.
But let's say that you're not, right? Because I don't know anything about you. But let's say that you're not, right? Then you're coming with a certain set of assumptions, a certain knowledge base about therapy, about performance, about all this theory and everything. But they're bringing the lived experience. So if you